Hi, and welcome back to Hope Education Parent Training videos on ABA. Tonight, I'm going to answer a question that I was asked by a parent, and that's, what is generalization? That's a really good question. So generalization, very simply, means to teach things in a variety of different ways. That can be really, really important for a number of reasons. A lot of times, children with autism will have a hard time with exhibiting the same behavior in different places. So whenever you're teaching a skill to a child, you want to make sure that they're able to do it all the time, or else it's not really functional. So let's kind of give an example. Let's say you have a flashcard of a cup, and you ask that child, teaching them in expressive labels, what is it? And they learn to respond, it's a cup. Well, if they go to a restaurant and they can't figure out what the cup is, they don't identify the cup, or they don't know how to ask for their actual cup in their kitchen, it's really not that helpful. So what generalization does is it makes sure that children can use skills in many, many different ways. So there are three types of generalization. I'm going to give an example of each and explain why each is important. The first is generalization across people. So here's another complaint I get from parents. My child will do things for their therapist, but they don't do it for me. That's what generalization is about. It's making sure that children respond the same way across all people. So if I were, as a therapist, to ask a child a question, that the child responds the same way for mom or dad, for grandma, for their brother and sister, or for their teacher in school. And this can be especially important when it comes to compliance. So oftentimes, we'll help to reduce a behavior, like maybe, for example, throwing things, and it doesn't happen in sessions anymore, but it still happens outside of sessions with another person. Well, that means that the therapist didn't really generalize that skill. So anytime before a skill should be considered mastered, you should make sure that the child's able to do it with multiple different people. The other type 2 of generalization is making sure a child can use a skill in multiple different settings. So for example, let's say I'm teaching a child to make a purchase and I target it at their local corner deli in order to buy a bottle of water. Well, I also want to make sure that they can buy a bottle of water from the vendor at the farmer's market and at the local high school football game, and also at McDonald's and any other store that's in their neighborhood. So if a child can only do something in one place, it's also not helpful. A really big part of generalization is also carrying skills from the classroom and home, making sure that a child is able to do things both at home and school, which is why I think it's really important if you have a home ABA team, they're in communication with the child's teacher. And if they can't be, to make sure that you as a parent are communicating and being that liaison back and forth. The next type of generalization is generalization across stimulus. And we touched on that a little bit with the cup, but that's making sure that children are able to identify different types of the same object. So for example, they can look in a book when they're reading and point to a picture of an airplane. They also can tell that thing in the sky that they're pointing to, that's an airplane, or that they can go to Toys R Us and they see a toy airplane and they can identify that's an airplane. And it may seem pretty basic and pretty simple, but for children with autism, it may not be. Generalization can be really, really hard. So it's really important to teach things in a variety of different ways, and that generalization is a part of every single ABA program. So I hope that answers your question about what generalization is, and thank you so much for sending the question in. If you have any additional questions, I'd love to get them answered for you. It's my passion to get you all the information you need to give your child the best possible treatment and outcome. Just email me at jessica@jessicaleichtweisz.com, and if I can, I'll make a video for you. God bless, make it a great night, and thank you so much for watching these videos. I know you have so many things that you can be doing, and I'm honored that you're spending your time with me. If you liked this video, please like or share it or write a review, and please, if you want to subscribe, you can find us at Hope Education Services on YouTube and Facebook. God bless and make it a great night.